Welcome into the Alabama Football Report by Chat Sports. I am your host, Chris Daughtery, and we are breaking down our instant reaction here to Alabama's pretty embarrassing, to be completely honest with you guys, loss here to Florida State in week one of the college football season. We, for the most part, could not stop them at all on offense in the first half, and then in the second half, you stopped them in the third quarter, but then in the fourth quarter, when you had an opportunity to get back in this game, you could not stop them again. And, at the end of the day, I'm just really, really super mad right now. So we'll get into my takeaways here on today's show, but make sure you guys are subscribed. We will have Alabama football videos for you guys all season long. We'll be live for every single game, the good, the bad, the ugly. We will be here with videos and live shows for you guys. So don't miss out. Hit that sub button for me right now. All right, let's get into some injury news here first. Ryan Williams ended up leaving in the fourth quarter with a concussion. Unfortunately, Ryan did not have a good day before that either. 5 catches for only 30 yards today. Unfortunately, had a couple drops as well today. But, I do think that is a very big deal there. Ryan Williams now leaving with a concussion. Kalen DeBoer ended up confirming that at his press conference today, which I'll be completely honest with you guys, just listening to Kalen DeBoer during his press conference really did piss me off from some of the, in my opinion, kind of sounded like excuse making and then, just some whining, to be completely honest with you guys. Maybe I'm just super mad right now and everything he had to say just was going to make me mad, initially. But the worst news of the day here is Ryan Williams ended up leaving this game with a concussion. Jah-Marien Latham also left this game at some point in the fourth quarter with an injury, but they weren't asked about that. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated on, any kind of injury news that comes out here in the next couple of days. Some of my takeaways here from today's game. Am I tripping? Maybe Kane Wommack's just not it. Look, when it comes to these types of offenses, isn't it crazy that me, somebody who knows absolutely nothing about, plays and, coaching football, knows that, okay, Vanderbilt, Oklahoma last year, those were two offenses that we really did struggle with. These RPO-heavy offenses where the quarterback runs the ball. We have all offseason to try to make some types of adjustments, and we cannot do that. Tommy Cassiano's passing the ball. He threw the ball 14 times today and for 152 yards. Okay, I can deal with that all day long. But Florida State ended up rushing the ball for 230 total rushing yards today. Tommy Cassianos runs the ball for 16 carries, 78 yards, and a touchdown. It's like, I get it. Tim Keenan was out for this game, but Tim Keenan's not the only guy on this defense. Tim Keenan's not the only reason we, are able to stop the run. If Tim Keenan's out there, I'll be honest, I don't even know if, he's able to stop the run either with this 4-2-5, defense that we end up running here with Kane Wommack. So, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just, super pissed off about this game, but Kane Wommack might be on the hot seat. I'm not saying he's going to get fired this week. I'm not even going to say he's going to get fired, by week 5 or anything like that. But some things have to change. And I'll tell you what, too, maybe make me calm down a little bit here. Last year we struggled a little bit early on with the defense. And then as the season kind of went on, the defense got a little better. So maybe that will happen. And, in the third quarter, the defense played pretty well. But when you needed a stop in the fourth quarter, the defense gives up like a 60-yard play or something like that. And then 2 plays later, Florida State goes down and scores. So we'll talk about the offense too. They are not off the hook at all. But, man, Kane Wommack, tough showing here in the first game of the season. And Alabama, for the first time in 23 years, loses the first game of the season. So grade Alabama's performance against Florida State. A, B, C, D, or F down at the pinned comment of today's video. Personally, I'm going to give it a D-. I don't think it was bad enough necessarily to be an F, but wasn't good enough to be a C either. So let me know what you guys think down at the pinned comment of today's video. Takeaway number 2. The one thing that Alabama fans want to do most. Run the damn ball. I said when Ryan Grubb was hired that, look, guys, I get it. They had a good offense at Washington. Very explosive. But Ryan Grubb loves to throw the ball. And when it's not working, why do we keep doing it? Run the ball. Kevin Riley, 5 carries for 31 yards, averaging 6 yards per carry. You just refuse to go back to him. Richard Young, 9 carries for only 26 yards in this game, 2.9 yards per carry. Daniel Hill, the guy that we have heard so much about in, spring, in the summer, in the fall. It gets 3 carries today for 9 yards. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? And we'll talk about the passing offense here in just a little bit as well. But, I mean, run the ball. The first drive of the game was really good. You went out there, it was like a 17-play drive. You end up converting multiple times on third down. And, just throughout the game, it just seems like it's the same exact thing as last year. Everybody gave Nick Sheridan so much shit last year for not, consistently running the ball, calling some of those run plays for Jalen Milroe. But, I told you guys, when Ryan Grubb got hired, don't just automatically assume that this offense is going to be crazy good. He's still going to throw the ball a lot. And, at this point, it's just like, dude, give the ball to some of your running backs. You have some of the best running backs in the country. And if you constantly go out there and you just, want to throw the ball 43 times a game with a completion percentage of, less than 50 at this point, that's not good at all. That's going to piss a lot of Alabama fans off. All right, we'll continue with some of my takeaways here in just a second, but today's show is presented by PrizePicks. Football season is almost here, and college football is officially back, so don't miss any of the action this season on PrizePicks. I personally use PrizePicks for so many different types of sporting events, whether it's professional football, baseball, basketball, college sports, MMA, boxing, and so much more. PrizePicks has a ton of different options. In if you guys know ball, you can win real money all season long on PrizePicks. This is what our PrizePicks slate. It was the power play here today, which means we needed to get every single one of those right. Ryan Williams, more than 3.5 receptions, got that one. Tommy Castellanos, more than a half interception, did not get that one. Ty Simpson, 249.5 passing yards, did get that one, but it was not good enough. Now, that was the power play, but if you went with the flex play, PrizePicks actually invented the flex play, which means you can cash out. If your lineup is not perfect, you can double your money even if one of your picks does not hit. PrizePicks is super simple to play. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if you get your picks right, you can cash in to win up to 2,000 times your money. So download the PrizePicks app today and use promo code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's promo code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That link's going to be down in the description of today's video. It's also going to be down at the pinned comment of today's video as well. It's PrizePicks. Run your game. Now, maybe I'm the only one that thinks this, but I thought the offensive line was pretty cheeks tonight. I didn't think they were very good at all. Maybe at times that first drive, I thought they looked really good. They got some push, and you were able to run the ball. But, my God, dude. Like, Ty Simpson was running for his life all night tonight. And maybe that was because the receivers weren't getting open. Maybe that's because Ty Simpson wasn't really able to read the defense. But, I did not think the offensive line played really well at all for Alabama today. And with all the hype that they got throughout the preseason, the coaching staff constantly going out there in those press conferences saying that the offensive line is, just playing phenomenal. I didn't think they were really good tonight. Maybe I have to go back and, rewatch it and maybe pin that blame on somebody else. We're talking instant reactions right here. So just in general, I'm pretty mad about this performance right now. So maybe I'm pinning the blame on somebody that should not get the blame right now, but I didn't think the offensive line was very good at all today against Florida State. So what is your one-word reaction to this loss against Florida State? Let me know what you guys think down inside the comment section of today's video. Passing game sucked. That was for sure. This is another thing. I don't know who to blame. I genuinely do not know who to blame on this. Whether it's Ty Simpson, I don't know if he's just like not reading the defense well enough or not. Jeremy Bernard is the only wide receiver that really showed up for Alabama tonight. Had almost 150 yards tonight. Still wasn't able to get in the end zone. That's not really on him, though. Josh Cuevas, 3 catches for 31 yards. Okay for the tight end there. He also had the first touchdown of the season for Alabama. Ryan Williams, 5 receptions for only 30 yards. Ryan Williams had multiple drops in this game. I don't know how many times when we were watching this game today during our watch party where I was like, this guy's supposed to be the superstar. He's supposed to be the superstar of your team. And he goes out there and he's dropping a lot of passes. I just don't know really how to shake out on this. I hate to talk crap on the guy. He ended up getting a concussion at the end of the game, so I don't want to go like too far in on him. But I mean, come on, Ryan. You're probably getting paid more than anybody on the team right now. I'm just speculating. I don't really know how much these guys are getting paid, but it's definitely got to be up there. Didn't show up in this game today. Rico Scott, another guy that we've kind of heard a lot about. Only had 2 receptions for 19 yards in this game. He's a backup, so it's not like I'm really expecting him to go out there and, go crazy. Isaiah Horton is another guy that we have heard so much about. This coaching staff has hyped up Isaiah Horton as a guy, a big play machine. Goes out there, what did he have? 2 targets tonight, had 1 catch for 6 yards, and maybe he's another guy that got a little bit banged up tonight. I'm not real sure. Didn't really see him much out there. He was on the bike at one point, but 1 catch for only 6 yards in this game. The passing game was not good at all. Ty Simpson, less than 50% completion percentage, did have those 2 touchdown passes, but if you're going to go out there and you're going to throw the ball 43 times a game, somebody's got to step up on the offensive line to help your quarterback out. Ty Simpson, to me, seemed like he was running for his life a lot tonight. And the receivers got to get open. Maybe they were open. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it was more on Ty Simpson not being able to read the defense. But you can't really get a great view when you're watching the TV copy here. But in an offense that relies heavily on the passing game, it was not good at all. Takeaway number 5. This one hurts to talk about. Is this just karma? Is this just, the college football gods coming back at us and being like, look, you won your lot of national championships under Nick Saban. You guys were good for a long time there. You end up losing 4 games last year. You lose the first opening game of the season in 23 years. Alabama hasn't lost an opening game. First one here in 23 years that you lose. Pretty embarrassing fashion, too. I don't know anybody that was excited, that was, kind of tried to take a bright side to this game. I saw a lot of people in the chat saying fire the entire coaching staff. That's not going to happen at this point right now anyways. I don't even think, it would take something crazy for that to happen. But I don't know. Maybe this is karma for all the years of us, just being a dynasty, for us being really, really good. But you lose against a really shit Michigan team in the bowl game last year when they had a bunch of players opt out and you had basically your entire starting lineup in there in that game. And then you come out here, you hype up this team all off season long, and they go out there and they lay an absolute egg in week 1. Now, is this the end of the college football season for Alabama? Absolutely not. Can they bounce back? Absolutely. They have got the talent on this roster. But Kalen DeBoer, Kane Wommack, and Ryan Grubb have got to get their head out of their asses. Like I said, I'm pretty pissed off right now, guys. So maybe I'm overreacting a little bit right now. But they've got to get their head out of their asses if Alabama wants to make a run to the college football playoffs this year, if they want to make a run to win an SEC championship this year. I get it. It's only game 1, and I'm freaking out right now. I'm sure a lot of you guys are too. But it was just not a good performance today down in Tallahassee.